I just found out my girlfriend is cheating on me with my brother. Throwaway account since my friends know my Reddit, but I don't really know who else to turn to. I, 26M, just found out my girlfriend, 25F, has been cheating on me with my brother, 29M. I've been with her for about 6 years, and we have a 4-year-old son together. I am now questioning paternity. Excuse me, as I'm on mobile, crying and drinking Fireball in my bathroom. It all came out at our son's 4th birthday party a few days ago. It was at my mom's house, and everything seemed normal. I was playing with my son and wanted to take a few photos, so I went inside to grab my phone, and I heard my girlfriend giggling down the hall behind a closed door. I realized I hadn't seen her in maybe 20 to 30 minutes, so I was wondering if she was with someone or just on the phone. I went back to the party to grab a slice of cake to surprise her. When I was near the door, I kept hearing that playful stop girls usually do when they are flirting, and I was really confused, but I still opened the door, and I saw she was cuddled up on top of my brother. He was in his boxers, her makeup looked smudged, and her shirt was on the floor. I couldn't even say anything. I just stood there like an idiot. They both immediately noticed me, and my girlfriend jumped and immediately started explaining herself, but I was so angry I can't even remember what she was saying. I told my uncle I had a work emergency and that I had to leave. My mom started calling me, freaking out, because she knows this is my week off and I rarely ever have to deal with work after hours. I didn't tell her what happened yet. I haven't told anyone because, honestly, my girlfriend is my only friend. She never liked when I hung out with my friends or my childhood friends because I was taking too much attention off her and our son. The part that's now messing with me the most is our son. I know this might be a huge reach, and I might just be angry, but ever since my son was born, there's been a running joke among my family that my son looks like my brother. I kind of saw it, but always dismissed it because I trusted my girlfriend, and I knew she wouldn't do anything like that to me. My brother has always been the one to start the joke, and my girlfriend would always laugh. A lot of things that they used to do are now becoming more clear, like the fact that once or twice a week they often go out together, and my girlfriend would always come back super happy and giggly. She would tell me how her day was, but when I would try to initiate intimacy later in the day, she would always say she's too exhausted. She has an extremely high sex drive. I am spiraling, and I have no one in my life to turn to. My phone has been absolutely blowing up with messages from my girlfriend, her friends, and my brother, but I can't even bring myself to read them. I am spiraling, and I don't know what to do anymore. I feel like the life I have dreamt of as a kid is completely ruined, and I feel too old to restart. My life is over. Update 1, it's 12:28, and I've read all the comments and am working on responding. Thank you so much for the support, and to the 2 awesome guys who messaged me about their experiences. Before the update, I want to answer a few questions. 1. Wife or girlfriend? She was my girlfriend. When she gave birth to our son, I gave her a temporary ring and promised her I would marry her when I settled my college debt. I haven't called her my girlfriend in years. I introduced her as my future wife. I'm sorry for adding that in the post and causing confusion. I was so broken typing it and kept thinking about how she was supposed to be my wife in less than a year. 2. Why didn't you confront them and tell everyone? My body completely froze, and I shut down. It's easier said than done. 3. Isn't it weird they'd joke about it? Wouldn't they want to keep it a secret? I don't know how to answer this. When my family or my brother would joke about it, I'd always get uncomfortable and shut it down. 4. She didn't let you have friends? It's a little more complicated than that. She would often say, now I'm aware it's gaslighting, but I'm still in denial, that I seemed like I prioritized my friends over her and our son due to the fact that after work I would quickly come home, shower, play with our son a little before bedtime, and then run back out to a bar or event with my friends. I don't think I've actually hung out with any of my friends in a few months. All I do is talk to online friends occasionally. My friends all drifted away a little bit when I kept using the wife, girlfriend, doesn't want me outside excuse. 5. She was gone for so long and no one noticed, and how were they so comfortable being almost completely naked? When my girlfriend left during my son opening gifts, she said she was having bad cramps, so she was going to lie down for a bit. I don't have an excuse for my brother because I don't know. And as for the naked part, I wish I knew. For the actual update, I have replied to my girlfriend. I told her we can talk in the morning, and she immediately started spam calling me, but I ignored all of them and kept it short with her. As for my brother, I simply just told him if he died, nothing in my life would change. My brother and I have never been particularly close, but he was still considered my best friend. He helped us out when my girlfriend was going through postpartum issues and gave me the bro talk when she was diagnosed with many mental disorders. I feel absolutely disgusted that I let him get that close to us, and I feel even more stupid for not noticing the most blatantly obvious red flags. I am unable to afford a lawyer. Most of my savings would be wiped. I have never had to deal with legal stuff, so all I've been doing is searching for cheap lawyers on Google. A part of me still wants her to be my official wife, and I have been looking at pictures of our son and trying to convince myself that he looks like me, but it's getting so much harder. I am so broken, and I have nothing else. If he's not my son, I don't know what I'll do with myself. I plan on telling my mother and father first before she gets the chance to spin the story, and hopefully I can come back in a few days or weeks with an update, as I read paternity tests take a long time. Thank you to everyone. Update 2. I don't think anyone will see this, so I made a new post, but long story short, she's not sure my son is mine, and I'm done. Update 3. I made a post yesterday talking about how I caught my ex cheating on me with my brother. I have now found out that she doesn't know if our son is mine or his, and I am spiraling. I can't believe this is genuinely my life right now. Everything I've ever had fell apart in 2 hours. After I made the first post, I decided to call a meeting with my family and my ex. I told them I wanted to talk about something serious and had them all come over to my place. My mom, dad, brother, and ex all showed up. My son was with my cousin for the day. I sat everyone down and just told them straight up what I saw at the party. My brother immediately jumped in, saying it was a misunderstanding, that she was feeling ugly and lonely, that it was nothing, etc. He was talking so fast it was obvious he was lying. My mother then started crying, and my father didn't say anything. I just sat there and waited for my ex to say something. I rehearsed so many ways of how this conversation could probably go and listened to a lot of advice in my other post, but all I got out was, is, son's name, mine? All she could say was, I don't know, and then she started crying. My heart dropped. I asked how long it had been going on, and she said it started around the time we were trying for a baby. So basically since the beginning. I have basically been raising my nephew for 4 years. I can't get into much detail at this point because I barely remember what happened. All I remember is both me and my brother on the floor, and we are both bloody. I started screaming for all of them to get out as my ex started crying, saying she's sure our son is ours. But I have zero reason to believe it's mine, and I'm done. I have spent my entire life dreaming of building a huge family. We were supposed to be trying for another baby in a few months, and my entire life is just falling apart in such a short amount of time. I don't even know what advice I could possibly get at this point. I've already made an appointment for a paternity test against her wishes, but I can't even think right now. My life is done and over with. Final update. Hey guys, it's been about 240 days since my last post, and a lot of people asked for an update back then. I'm not sure if anyone will see this or care, but I'm sharing for anyone who's interested. The paternity test eventually came back and confirmed what I was already bracing myself for. He wasn't my son. That was probably the hardest sentence I've ever read in my life. For a long time, I didn't even know what to do with that information. I had spent 4 years raising him, building my entire identity around being his dad, and then suddenly that reality just stopped existing. I wish I could be cool and say I crashed out and tore everyone's life apart, but sadly, this is real life. I didn't do anything. I couldn't do anything but cry. I have been getting extreme hate for this decision, despite raising him for 4 years, but I am not interested in staying in his life and have not seen him in 7 months. It's been hard. It's disgusting and selfish of me to abandon a little child like that, but every time I looked at him, all I saw was my brother's face. It got to the point where I was having disturbing thoughts of hurting the child, so I eventually had to get myself voluntarily admitted for 72 hours due to how scary those thoughts were, which led to me not seeing him again. My brother disappeared and refused to step up. He won't claim the child, won't help, nothing. The last I heard, he basically denies responsibility whenever it comes up. That alone told me a lot about the kind of person he is, and I don't have a brother anymore as far as I'm concerned. There has been absolutely zero communication between us. My parents chose to keep trying to fix the family and push forgiveness instead of holding anyone accountable. They kept inviting me to dinners with him, telling me blood is blood, and saying I should move on for the sake of peace. Eventually, I realized they cared more about pretending things were normal than what actually happened to me. I cut them off completely. I haven't spoken to them in months, and honestly, my life has been quieter because of it. Not to demonize religion, but both of my parents are hardcore Christians and often try to uphold appearances for their church. They have told a watered-down version of events, but I truly cannot care enough to correct the story. As for my ex, she is basically couch surfing now, friends' places, relatives, wherever she can stay temporarily. I don't really keep tabs on her, but that's what I hear through mutual people. I don't hate her the way I did in the beginning anymore. Mostly, I just feel nothing. After the paternity test, I completely ghosted her. She came with her parents to pack all of her things while I, admittedly an asshole move, was on the couch watching To Catch a Cheater on full volume. I didn't look at or talk to her once. I last heard she is constantly jumping between relationships, in and out of hospitals, and keeps trying to get my brother to come back. What kind of hurts about that is that after the paternity test, everyone seemed more focused on my brother stepping up instead of checking if I was okay. My ex only bombarded me with hateful messages before I blocked her, no apologies, no sympathy, just nothing. I do not know where she is now. My life now is simple. I wish I could say everything improved, that I found love or a great job, but I'm still at the same job I had when I wrote the original post. The only difference is I got promoted to a position that is, I guess, okay. Nothing glamorous, but it pays a bit more and keeps me busy. Routine ended up being one of the only things that helped me stabilize. Mentally, I'm still repairing myself. The first few months were brutal. Therapy helped a lot. So did time, even though everyone hates hearing that. I still think about the child sometimes, and that part will probably always hurt, but the constant spiral I was in back then isn't my daily reality anymore. This will likely be the last ever update, but thank you, Reddit, for being there for me.